When did you start with ecom?
Started when I was 19, tried to learn a lot for myself as well, but eventually just kept persisting, kept going. Still got my very first store that I built is the same one.
How were the first weeks for you in the program? What was your overall feeling? How was it with the coach?
First few weeks in the program for me were definitely quite shocking because the coaches, they push you really hard in your course. Everyone's getting at least to like 2 to 3K days in like a month.
It's been your record day so far and your record month?
So that was still back in June, was about 19K, and it was on my birthday. It was my record day.
Good present to yourself.
June was about like 350K.
You weren't doing these numbers before you found us, so people want to know what made you jump up.
The main thing which contributed to me was
Alright guys, welcome to another interview here on the Millionaire Commerce YouTube channel. So I'm excited for this one. I'm here with Sam, a client of us who managed to achieve very good results. His coach told me about this, so about time we jump on this interview. So Sam, tell me, how are you doing? Where are you from? Let's get to it.
good, bro. Yeah, so my name's Sam and I'm 22 years old and I'm from Sydney, Australia. I've been in Samuel's course since about April. So far, just today actually, I hit $3 million in total sales. And yeah, just today. And now I'm in
Crazy.
the mastermind program and absolutely loving it, man.
Wow. That's stupid, bro. 3 million.
Yeah.
When did you start with ecom?
So actually, I started when I was 19, was when I built my first store. I did another mentorship before this, the same one that Zach and Louis did, your other students, Australia-based one. Started when I was 19, tried to learn a lot for myself as well, but eventually just kept persisting, kept going. Still got my very first store that I built is the same one. And just kept going with e-commerce, but then I needed a new mentor, a new person to teach me who was doing big boy numbers. That's why I decided to join your program.
Wow, that's crazy. So before we dive into your success right now, can you briefly touch on what you was doing before you found my program? I talk about you was joining another course, but
Yeah.
what was maybe what were you doing? You were not satisfied, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think even before e-commerce, yeah, I was obviously 19, so I was just like delivering pizzas and things like that. That was my
No,
job. I went to UNSW. I did a business degree, which was probably one of the worst decisions going to university. I tried to major in innovation and entrepreneurship, which was also a bad decision because you don't learn that much from uni. But then I decided to get into e-commerce because I was passionate about learning everything about business. Did another course and it was all right at the start. I got to learn the basics, but I just found that I was plateauing after quite a while. I wasn't able to achieve much more growth after about 100K a month or like 3K a day. So I was stuck there for probably about a year. And then I saw guys like from your course doing 40K a day and 30K a day, guys even younger than me. So that was really inspiring. And that's why I decided to join the course. And then obviously my results have grown a lot from there.
How was it for you starting your ecom journey from being a pizza driver? Was it hard for you? Can you talk about that?
Yeah, it was hard, but it just meant a lot to me just because I knew it was just something I had to do. I just didn't want to give up at all. And, I'm sure everyone's familiar. They don't really want to work the 9 to 5 as well because I also had some experience doing a job in the city like that, which was just your basic entering Excel data, catching the train with everyone in the morning and thinking, why the hell am I doing this? I mean, how
I
do
know that,
people
yeah.
enjoy this and do this for 40 years? And yeah, I just used to sit in the meetings and like zone out completely and be like, you guys are like, what are you guys talking about?
What was there really a moment that you was like, fuck this shit, I gotta change my life, otherwise I'll be doing this, or I don't know where I'm gonna go in the future?
Yeah. So I think I learned pretty quickly from that 9 to 5 when we spent maybe about 3 months building a project for everyone to use and then discovered that nobody used it. So we spent a whole time building a whole dashboard for our whole company and then just found out nobody ended up using it. And at that point, I was like, I've just wasted 3 months and everyone was just booking meetings and catch ups, but no work was actually getting done. So I just felt like, how do people like you guys are 40 years old and doing this? I don't want to be like you guys. So I decided to do ecom.
Good, bro. So we should talk a little bit about your ecom journey before you joined. So what did you start with a different course straight away, or did you first try a little bit yourself? And what were kind of like the strategies you use maybe?
Yeah. So when I was first learning about e-commerce, I think I was like a lot of people. I was sort of trying to get into it from YouTube, but I was also a little bit procrastinating on actually taking real action. So my first ever idea when I was learning about dropshipping was I'm gonna just watch 100 videos straight on dropshipping on YouTube, and then I'll start
This,
dropshipping. And then I realized that after about a couple videos that this is stupid, and I need to just take immediate action and open a Shopify store. That was when I came across another course, and I decided to do that straight away because
wow.
I think a lot of people are too like they get involved in the YouTube space, but they don't actually take action.
No.
It's the most important
I,
thing.
I think to be a good entrepreneur, you need a little bit of impulsiveness.
Yeah, you
It's
need a little.
you just gotta have it.
Yeah, exactly.
So what did you do then?
I decided to join another course, and honestly, I found that that mentorship, the first one and your one as well, has been, if I didn't join a mentorship, then guaranteed I would not have any success at all because there's things that mentors will teach you that nobody else will teach you, nobody will teach you on YouTube. Specific things such as, how to set up a Facebook ads manager, how to connect a pixel properly, how to deal with certain problems, like these things that no one, especially your course where there's a one-on-one mentor who can look at your specific problem. No one's going to be able to teach you like that on YouTube. So I would say 100% if I didn't do it, then I would be nowhere close to where I'm at.
Did you just open a store and then was like, okay, I'm gonna sell in Australia? Did you start
Yeah.
selling worldwide? What was like your strategy?
My strategy as I'm Australian was to only sell in Australia and have that as a point of differentiation. Um, my first actual test store I decided to do was like an outdoor sort of camping store. And then Australia got hit with the biggest record floods ever. And this was in like 2022, which is just terrible timing. But that obviously ended up leading to something better, which is where I'm currently at. So, yeah,
That's nice.
yeah,
So still though, you didn't get the real results you aimed for, right?
yeah. So I was doing all right numbers, but the thing from my other course in the community was they were really well, obviously everyone starts off with their own journey and has their own results, but they were sort of, I guess, glorifying results that were not really that good. Like someone
Yeah, yeah,
would
yeah.
get a sale, and like even today I look at it, it's like someone's got like 12 or maybe like 10 sales in like they've been in the program for 6 months, but they've only done like 10 sales. So whereas in your course, I see everyone like everyone's getting at least to like 2 to 3K days in like a month, easily, like even beyond that. So your course is all about immediate action and results, and it's unlike any other program I've seen.
It was funny because this weekend I had this mastermind event and I was with Zach from Australia. I
Yeah,
don't
good
know
fun.
why, but I get way more Australians right now in the program. They've been all been doing good. So how did you get introduced? Because I heard you mention also Zach. So tell me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I followed your YouTube probably from about December last year, and I followed your YouTube because I really liked your transparency on everything, how you showed your business, how you were always, I'm a Christian as well, so you're always thanking God. That was really important to me. That's why I followed you on Instagram because you were you were in the e-com space, but you were doing stuff that no one else was doing. Like everyone was just talking about, 7 tricks to drop shipping, whereas you were like going all out, like showing everything. And I was like, wow, that's so cool. So I followed you on Instagram, and then I didn't take immediate action from there. But one day I saw you post Zach on Instagram on your story saying he was doing a 40K a day. And then I was like, wow, this name sounds familiar. So I checked my other group, and he was in the same group. So I said, wow, I looked at his results. Okay, 3 months ago, we were doing the same numbers, around 3K a day. 2 months later, I'm still doing 3K a day, but he's doing 40K a day. So I was like, all right. I texted him. I said, bro, is this guy for real? And he's like, bro, this guy's the best. You need to join his team. So I was like, all right, great, I'm joining. And yeah, ended up being a very good
Wow.
decision. I think Louis saw me.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's crazy because Louis kind of did like same days, like 40K days, which
Yeah.
is
No
crazy.
one else, man.
So tell me, how was it? Okay, you see the results, of course. You're like,
Yeah.
bro, I want to go bigger. So you make the decision.
Yeah.
Just walk me through like how were the first weeks for you in the program? What was your overall feeling? How was it with the coach? Was it how you
Yeah.
expected it to be? How was the help?
Yeah. The first few weeks in the program for me were definitely quite shocking because the coaches, what they do really well is they push you really hard, which I wasn't really used to. The Dutch people like to push really hard, which is good. They're tougher than any other country, man. Not like Australia, which is a bit lazy. Yeah, so the coaches will push you. If you're slacking, they'll check you on it and they'll say, bro, why haven't you done anything? Which I really liked. I found it really good. I was able to have really fast communication from my coaches and talk all the time with them. Everyone in the community is all pushing for self improvement as well. It's not even just about the Shopify results. Everyone's always posting like, getting up at 4 a.m. trying to be like everyone's posting their like phone, like everyone's eating healthy,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
they're doing the 75 hour challenge. Like the community is just a different level, man, which I think really helps you, especially when like obviously it's hard and everyone doesn't succeed at first, and everyone goes through points where they want to give up. But when you're in a community such as this one, it just takes one message, and someone will push you up and make sure not to give up, which is I found really good.
What were maybe some of the things when we talk about like the ecom and the strategies yourself that going into yeah our program you did not expect how we do things different or like eye openers like what the fuck,
Yeah,
I've always done this wrong.
yeah. Definitely the first thing was testing 3 to 5 products a day. That was just a big shock compared to, other people who say, maybe you can hopefully try and find a product maybe you can test one product every so often. So 3 to 5 products was definitely the main thing. I think also, I think the data recording is really good and all the resources in the course because there's a lot of different worksheets there, such as the profit sheets or the profit and loss, the RISE sheets, like everything is just really broken down step by step and follows a good process. So it's really easy to see for your coach what things you're doing right and what things you're doing wrong to help you scale and help you succeed based off the data that you're providing. So no one else was really doing that, which I thought was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you when you joined you did like 2 to 3K a day, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
can you kind of walk me through the growth you went through in our program?
Yeah, yeah. So I was doing that 2 to 3K a day, and I already had a product that was working for mostly because I had done that product for over a year. It was quite a popular product, but I was starting to see slow growth with this product, and the first month or so we were just trying to fix it because the main problem was high cost per clicks. But I still had like a 6% conversion rate on this product, so that's why we were trying to fix it. But we tried UGC, we tried a lot of different angles, which my coach knew. It didn't really work, so we just decided to immediately try testing new products. And then the fifth product just absolutely blew up. And then this was about June. May we probably had like a 1.9 rise, and June we had an 8 rise for all June because it was just
Wow.
it just blew up. So
How much revenue did you do?
So June, I think it was about, unfortunately, we couldn't scale it more due to the problems with the product. I think June was about like 350K, and that was off like very little ad spend because there was problems with the product. Unfortunately, with the back end, we couldn't scale anymore. But it was just crazy going to an 8 rows for June. So I was like, wow, because it was a winter product, winter in Australia, so that's what I did so well. Yeah.
And to be honest, doing those numbers, like we can't forget, like that's massive. So you knew like from now on that your life was gonna be different because
Yeah, yeah.
especially with an 8 rowers, like what were you profiting?
I was profiting probably the cost per clicks were really low. This was also because the AOV was super high. So the product was priced at like $160. That which also really helped. So I'd probably say profiting around like 30%, which was quite good. So yeah, the high AOV and the low cost per clicks is just a match made in heaven. Yeah, yeah.
What has been your record day so far and your record month?
Yeah, so that was still back in June, was about 19K, and it was on my birthday, was my record day.
No way.
Yeah, genuinely.
Good present to yourself.
Yeah, couldn't. I hope we could have scaled more, but it will be this Black Friday. We will, we'll crush it.
Yeah, for sure. Like business doesn't go in a straight line.
Yeah,
Although sometimes people think this, but no, bro. It's one step back, two steps forward, and
yeah. Cycles, ups and downs. That's what I've.
yeah, learning curve. Like
Yeah,
also the problems on your path. You need them. If let's say with limited knowledge, you all of a sudden you scale to 1 million in a month, which I have done in the past. I lost all profits. I lost all of it because it's too fast.
yeah,
It's of course it looks good and you deep inside you might want it, but
yeah.
you know what you wish for, bro.
It's a nice
Yeah.
shot. But then you check your bank account and not much has moved.
Yeah, because it's always the risk is with the back end. When you see the money coming in, especially for the first time, you think, okay, let's run it up, let's scale it massively, but
Yeah,
you don't know yet how to lay out proper systems in the back end, keep your profit and loss in check, disputes in check. Maybe your product is fucked. You don't even know,
yeah.
right?
This is
So.
what happened.
Right.
Yeah.
So can you talk a bit about maybe that or the issues you face so others can learn from it?
Yeah, issues. Well, I think it's important to say, like, especially at the start, everyone goes through basically similar issues, whether it be, an ad account ban, a supplier issue, a payment processor. Uh, Everyone goes through those sort of similar issues, so it's just important to grit through those times. I think a big issue, well, I think the biggest issue that happened to me during that time was something that was out of my control. A lot of things happened out of control. Was actually I had a teammate who was one of my customer service people was from Bangladesh, and I just hired him straight off Upwork without checking anything. We were having product quality issues with the product, sizing issues, and shipping delays. So three things you don't want to have. And then we were having problems like that. And then I texted him and I'm like, bro, this is a big problem. And he didn't respond for a couple of days. I'm like, what the hell's going on? He's not responding, my customer service agent. I'm like, bro, what's happening? Why am I getting so many disputes? And he still didn't respond. And then I was like, what's going on? And then I checked Google. I just typed in like Bangladesh, and there was a massive war, and no one
Wow.
had like no one the internet got turned off for the whole country. So I
Wow.
checked my emails, and I had like 500 to 600 emails unattended to,
What
and I
the
had
fuck?
product quality issues of where's my product? This doesn't fit, like, and that was really scary. So I would say it's always good to be prepared for all scenarios, have backups in place for everything, whether it be your customer service, whether it be your ads manager, whether it be your
Yeah.
pages. It's good to have backup systems in place because I didn't have really systems in place for that. I wasn't expecting something like that to happen,
And
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 I
check
put it
check
together.
your people too, right?
Yeah,
Check on them
exactly.
regularly. Yeah.
Yeah, That was
So how did
achievement.
you solve it?
Very late nights, man. Up till like 5 a.m. Responding to emails. Luckily, I was able to. I guess this is one of the benefits as well. One of the coaches was able to send me his network, his agency that was I was able to quickly on board with. That still took about a week or so. But just having my coach there, that was like when I was like, bro, this is an emergency. Then he was just able to quickly send me someone, which helped me like significantly because I was just, you know what it's like with
That's
customer
massive.
service when you're reading it and like 99% of it's negative, right? You're not going to get like often a positive customer service email. So it's just like,
Rarely, yeah.
yeah, it's not like people saying, you know, so
How was it to have a coach to help you out in times like this, or just in general that you could
yeah.
drop a message basically every day, have an answer for everything when it comes to e-com? How was
Yeah,
it for
I
you,
think
and especially
it's
maybe
cutting out.
in comparison?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, no problem. And especially in comparison with a program you've been in before, like
Yeah.
can
I
you?
think having a
Yeah.
coach is super important, especially in terms of accountability and someone who knows what they're doing. Because especially on YouTube as well, you don't know how accredited these people are. So having someone that knows what they're talking about is super important. And just having someone that's done there and been there before, I really value.
So amazing. So that's yeah. How long have you now been in the program actually?
Since about April, March, around. Yeah.
So did you extend first the elite, or did you now recently join the mastermind?
Yeah, so the first time I just extended the elite. That was just the decision I made with the coach. And then now, just in the last week or so, I've joined the mastermind so we can hopefully get the new tactics in and crush Black Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that says a lot too, because okay, you finished 3 months of elite first, and then you're like, there's more, and I don't want to now be all by myself trialing, right? So what made you extend? I think it's good for people to know that maybe are on the fence in general, to that are maybe in the position you was in before, like doing 1K a day, 2K a day, but you
Yeah.
are here first extending the elite and then even jumping to the mastermind. Is it something you've learned that investing in yourself as an entrepreneur is like a big portion of where you are at right now?
Yeah, I would say the reason why I decided to extend as well and join the mastermind was I also at that particular level, something which I really valued was being surrounded by other like-minded people, and also understanding that the mistake I made was that thinking that I know everything and I can just do it all by myself, which is a really easy mistake to make. You know, I can just think, oh, now I know how to do everything. I'm just going to do it on my own. But there's always in the e-commerce game, everything's always changing, especially with Facebook and new strategies, new everything. So I didn't really want to miss out on all the new things, and I also really valued being around other like-minded people, such as the mastermind which you had last week, which just looked insane. The kind of networking and
You
all
got
that.
to had to be there. Next time you will shoot you the invite, bro. You had to be there. It was so sick.
Yeah, yeah. I think next year, hopefully.
So I one thing I still want to get to, and I think many people listening too, is can you describe overall what contributed the most to your success when we're talking like specifically like with your store? Where did you sell? What you don't have to share, of course, your products, but kind of give people a direction or things that you've done that you've seen have a massive impact, because you weren't doing these numbers before you found us. So people want to know what made you jump up.
Yeah, I would say the main thing which contributed to me was testing a lot more products, which is what only your course is pushing. And I know it sounds simple, and a lot of people still ask me this because they see, you know, people that are doing good results, and they'll still say, "What's the secret, bro? What's the secret?" But it's honestly just testing more products because you don't know what's going to absolutely just blow up. and I got too committed to one of my products. I would also say spending more time on the things that actually matters, which is mostly going to be ads. I think sometimes people get too like they think they're doing work, but they're not really doing work. Like, if they're doing the emails or they're, something like tweaking the website, like changing the color of the add to cart button, when it's not actually going to be the thing that helps you grow your business. So I would say focusing more on ads as the main thing, and also testing a lot more products are going to be the two biggest things that will help you go to the absolute next
Yeah.
level. And listening to your
Do,
coach 100% and trusting your coach.
yeah, it's kind of like that 80-20 rule, right? Like 20% of the things will cause 80% of the impact. So how do you divide your day then? Can you explain that? Or is it
Yeah.
just you're all out all over the place, just putting in the effort? It's also a strategy, yeah.
I think I definitely used to be like that more, but I think now I'm trying to put a bit more structure in place since I don't have worked a job anymore. So I'm trying to put more structure in place, use my calendar a bit wisely, and be more effective now. But yeah, we're also trying to hire more people and build a team because obviously if you have more people working on the projects at once, then everything's going to get done a lot faster. So that will probably be the main thing. I'll try to hire more people to get more.
What is your overall goal right now? Where do you want to be? Like, let's say, beginning next year. Where do you want to be?
Yeah, I think like a lot of people, the $1 million a month mark is just something that's up there and feels like so achievable, especially at these levels. It's like you just really want that. But also as well, I think trying to transition into a real sort of brand because obviously dropshipping is good and good for a start, but I think sometimes you can feel a little bit lost when you're selling some things that you don't really feel passionate about, or you kind of feel like you're doing your customers a little like you sort of are selling a product where you're not really feel confident, like it's a little bit dodgy. So I think transitioning into a real strong e-commerce brand with a strong team that really has products that which are really tested and provide a lot of value for the customers is going to be a big focus, not just
Yeah.
focusing on short-term profits, but actually long-term brand building is going to be.
Yeah, that's the next step, because at the end of the day, the making money is good. I think dropshipping is the best
Yeah,
business, hands down, for your first year or first 2 years, even just to get to get to full financial freedom. But once you get the knowledge, then you should do the next step. And I was discussing because. Dennis, Dennis, right? He was here this morning, and we just talking ecom, and he also kind of now recently made this transition. He's doing like absurd numbers, like stupid, like 8.5 million he did last month, which is crazy. But the biggest difference actually is, and I know it from myself with my brand, is when you dropship and you have a bad day, for example, you feel as if you've wasted a day. But if you have a brand and you have a bad day, it doesn't really matter because you know that you're building, and just because with dropshipping you're so focused on just the profits, right? So
Yeah, I would definitely agree. I think at the start, when you just want to get out of the rat race, then dropshipping I would 100% be in supportive of because at the end of the day, everyone's just trying to have some freedom, right? And I think dropshipping is one of the like lowest barrier to entry things. You don't really need that much capital to get started and just start testing products. So if you can start with dropshipping, I would 100% advise to do that. And then once you're confident in your skills, then move into branding, which is what I think a lot of what Dennis is doing and what a lot of people
yeah.
are also trying to do.
So what would you tell yourself, like your younger self, maybe that Sam, as a pizza driver, driving around, not knowing where the fuck he should go, or when he was maybe on the fence to start ecom? What's maybe just some tip for a younger person you can share?
Younger tip, I would say it's just like I said, I think it's just important just to just take action immediately and stop thinking. Sometimes I start thinking too much and overthinking. What if this happens? What if this happens? But I would just say jump right in, because that's the only thing that matters. It doesn't matter like at the start. You don't need that cold, like you don't need that morning routine. You don't need all that stuff at the start. You don't need all the books and stuff at the start. You just need to jump in and start taking action immediately. I would also say have faith, and trust that everything's going to work out. If you truly believe it's for you, then no matter what, then you'll find a way to make it happen, no matter what. And just put yourself in a position where you have to win. That helped me a lot. It's like there's no going back. I'm going all in. I think when I bought my first course, I had like 3K in my bank account, and I spent 2K on a course. So there's no going back from
Wow.
that. You just have to go all in, man. And when you go all in, I strongly believe that whatever you believe in, like the universe or God, that will reward you straight away the minute you go all in.
That's powerful, bro. That's very
I'll
powerful.
always reward you, no matter what. My
Yeah,
friend,
bro. Just what you said, like put yourself in a position where you must win and have faith. If you have those two, then
exactly.
nothing can happen, bro. And also, I think people they should stop being a little like stop being so soft. It's normal that you have ups and downs. If you just know where you're going and you tell yourself, "I'm gonna get there regardless," and you have resources, for example, like this,
Yeah,
how the fuck can you lose? Like
crazy,
you
man.
mentioned that million a month. Like I know already that you will go there. It's just a matter of time. I don't know exactly when, but I know that you're locked in, and we are here for you to help. So
Yeah,
it's about to happen, right?
yeah, 100%. I would also say, like, yeah, in regards to taking action, like, it just has to be done immediately. And you'll find success if you just put yourself in a position where you can't fail. And I think if you don't take action, then you're guaranteed to fail, right? So it doesn't make sense to not do
Yeah,
anything. You're guaranteed to fail if
yeah.
you do anything. So people think
It's
it doesn't work
that's
out.
good. Exactly, because what's funny is, I read this the other day. People are always worried, like, okay, they might be on the fence to join a course or to start that business, and then they're like, oh, what will it cost, and how much will go into it, but they never think of what is the price they are paying right now for not taking action, you know? And that can be forever being that pizza driver, or forever not being able to help your mom when she has a problem, right?
Yeah, I think that's a good quote that I think a lot of people in the space have heard, is either the price of discipline or the price of regret. A lot of
Mm,
people heard that one. Which one are you willing to pay? But yeah, I would say, especially in day and age when there's so much information available, and especially nowadays with all these resources, like everything's really set up for you to succeed. And nowadays, like anyone can become a millionaire at this age. Like 20 years ago, like it was
yeah,
impossible for someone like 19 years old to make 100K a month, but now it's happening in real time, and it can be literally anyone. Because I've seen a lot of, like, I want to say, I don't want to be rude, but like anyone can do it, because I've seen a lot of stupid people make a lot of money,
yeah, true.
and I've seen smart people make a lot of money. But at the end of the day, another quote: "The action takers are the money makers." That's very,
Yeah, it's true.
yeah,
It's true because the problem is not that there's no information. The problem is that there's too much information and people cannot just focus on one thing. So
yeah. I would say that.
okay, bro. Sick interview. Thank you for making time, of course. So yeah, this will be people will love this because your story is sick, man. And also, I'm very hyped and excited to see you grow in the mastermind to crazy levels. And yeah, we gotta link up too, man. If
Yeah.
you're in Dubai or elsewhere, we gotta meet, bro. So sick.
Thanks so much, Samuel. It was awesome.